Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Weeks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership right on the price, right off I-57.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Jana King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Carroll. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
Ask Melissa Walton about Shelters Auto, Home, and Life Options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walton, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated and fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Howell Insurance is a proud sponsor of Redbird Athletics. Serving West Frankfort since 1925, we provide auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. Howell Insurance partners with Auto Owners Insurance Company to handle insurance the right way, the human way. Call Ryan, Jessica, or Susan Patton at 937-4000. Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos. The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds. McDonald's, family owned and operated. Moreland McDonald's has 21 locations to serve you.
People's National Bank has been serving the communities of Southern Illinois since 1909. We believe that great customer service along with a wide variety of products will meet all of your banking needs. Come in and check us out today. People's National Bank, member FDIC. The West Frankfort Aquatic and Activity Center are proud partners of Redbirds Live. Come check out our heated indoor swimming pool, fitness center, and basketball gym. Stop by for a visit, or you can contact us at 618-937-1665.
All right, we welcome you guys in to Redbirds Live. Live from Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort. We got Waltonville-S-V up against West Frankfort. It's the Spartans and the Redbirds here on Redbirds Live. We're getting going early here. Joined by my partner here today, Quincy King.
Yeah, definitely a quick and pretty easy start. I think that was the smoothest pregame session here at Bill McKee we've had all year. Getting started early, you like to see baseball come at a quicker pace than later.
Yeah, so alongside Quincy, I'm Garrett Smith. We will have your call here today, and here we thank you guys for tuning in here in our pregame show brought to you by Wallace Industrial. It's a team in Waltonville that has had some success, some good teams the past few years. Tough start here early on. They're just 2-3, but it's been kind of uh, typical for a team right in the middle. They've beat two teams that weren't very good, and they've lost to the three teams that were solid on their schedule, losing to Pinckneyville, Ziegler, Royalton, and then Fairfield with victories over NCOE and Alvarado. Frankfort comes in 3-2, and busy week. They got two more games here this week: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with varsity. So after this one, they got Johnson City tomorrow, looking for revenge over the Indians, they're playing really good baseball right now. And then Friday they get a Goreville team that's always competitive. This one feels pretty important.
Yeah, you definitely you got a big end of the week, to finish it all out for this week of baseball. You want to come in here on Wednesday, and you want to get a win, get some confidence going for the rest of the week, especially when you have to play a Johnson City Indians team tomorrow. Who's, you know, like you said, been playing really well lately, and you got to bring your best stuff if you want to come in and beat those guys. Especially them coming here to Bill McKee, it gives us a better opportunity to get a win there. But I think it starts today. You got to come out today and play solid defense. You know, do what you can on offense and try to get some momentum going into Thursday and Friday.
Hey, you touched on it, but what's a couple things here for Coach Smith's team they can focus on here? That's the keys to the game brought to you by Weeks. What can Frankfurt do if they want to win?
I think defense has always kind of been a thing with baseball, but I think coming today, I think a big key is just kind of staying with it. The mentality aspect of everything. Something happens on defense and air, offense something bad, strikeout. You get over it, you go to the next play. There's always another inning where you can get back into the game. So I think just staying in the game mentally and having a good positive attitude with something bad that happens.
We're ready to go. Early start to this game, scheduled for 4:30, and we're going first pitch from Eric Duncan coming at you at 4:18. It's well outside ball one to the leadoff man, Brian Mann. We'll get you the starting lineups brought to you by Sam C. Mitchell and Associates. After this pitch here, on the way, swing and popped up foul out of play. Count goes 1-1. For Waltonville, it's Mann leading off, followed by Dever, Peterson, McCabe Dever, who's going to be on the mound, then Mincer, Liam McMurray, Hayden McMurray, Lynch, and Downey. This count goes to 2-1. For Frankfurt, it's Joyner, Patterson, Mitten, Duncan, who's doing the pitching, followed by Scales, Webster, Samples, Parker, and Bennett. Odom will catch, and Webster will be the DH for him. Those starting lineups brought to you by Sam C. Mitchell and Associates. Another note we need to make here: Friday's game is going to start at 2 o'clock. It's been moved up from 4:30 to a 2 p.m. Start between Frankfort and Goreville. Count runs full to Brian Mann. Eric Duncan trying to avoid a leadoff walk to this ball game. Pitch on the way, outside ball four.
Just going off last week, leadoff walks. It's not been really good for Frankfurt up on the defensive end. Hopefully that's not the case here.
Witten Dever, the second baseman, man who reached to lead the game here. He's out in right field. Once Waltonville-S-V takes the defensive side of the baseball. Let's see the running game that Waltonville has. First pitch going nowhere. Strike one called right down the pipe. Duncan out of the stretch. He's looking over at his runner. Coming to the plate. Swing. Slow chopper. Third baseman Lucas Parker comes into the grass. Fires to first for out number one. Dever gets the runner over to second. So one retired and runner down in scoring position for Waltonville. You like that. Two guy, you get ahead early and then you get some weak contact out of it.
Yeah, definitely. No, it was a good decision for the third baseman to go over to first base. I think second would have been cutting it a little close, and if you didn't get him out there, you'd be pretty hurt right now with first and second with no outs.
First pitch up and in on Gage Peterson, the third baseman for Waltonville. And I remember last year, Frankfurt went into their game against Waltonville playing decent. Waltonville went in. This is hit over towards short, mid fields. Flings to first. Out number 2. Runner down to third. I can remember last season, the Redbirds going on the road and knocking off Waltonville early in the year, 16-1. And Waltonville at the time, I think, was 6-0 or 7-0. So it was a little different this year. Waltonville off to a little colder start, but they've had some good teams the past few years. And this is a big pitch or a big batter here in McCabe Dever, who's going to be the pitcher on the other side of things with a runner down at third and 2 away. Duncan, first pitch, chopped over to Mitten at short. He boots it, and it's going to be a run scoring on an error. So Waltonville's on the board. And that hurts. Leadoff walk, and then you get 3 ground balls. Should have been out of the inning.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to have an error come at a time where a run be scored. It should be out of the inning or out of the half inning right now and going up to the plate. But that's where we're talking about the mental aspect. You got to stay in the game now. It's first innings, a lot of game left, and you had to score anyways to win the ball game. So now we got to.
It'll be Brandon Mincer, shortstop. Takes the first pitch low. Count is 1-0. Duncan. Big move to first and back in safely. Easily that time is Dever. Liam McMurray waiting on deck. If we were to get there. Strike 1. Outer edge to Mincer. Pitch on the way. And gets away from Odom for the moment, but able to jump back on it and not allow Dever to advance down to second. Count now 2-1. Two outs. 2-1 count to Mincer with a runner at first. It's 1-0 Waltonville, and the count goes 3-1. This all goes back to that error you had earlier in the inning. You'd be well out of the inning. Instead, Duncan's having to throw a lot more pitches here than he would have liked to, and that's just added on top of the fact you're down 1-0. Is this hit out towards the gap? And this might bring in a second. We'll see. And it's gonna be a play at the plate into Odom, and the runner is out at the plate. It looked like Dever slid in a little too early, and he's going to be out. That ball hit the gap off the bat of Mincer, but unable to get the run in. It's 1-0. Going to the bottom of the first. Frankfurt looking to tie things up. In the field today for the Waltonville Spartans, in right field, number 15, Brian Mann. Second base, number 21, Winston Dever. At third base, number 13, Dave Peterson.
Ask Melissa Walton about Shelters Auto, home and life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walton, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
All right, we head to the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Waltonville, and Frankfort catches a good break there, a good relay in, and they were able to cut a runner down at the plate to limit it to just one run scored. But it should have been zero, but a good positive end of the inning there to gun the guy down at the plate.
Yeah, errors will happen, and they come at fortunate times. It's a challenge. Sometimes you get tested with things that you got to come out and you got to prove that that one run that it's not going to mean much, and we're going to come out, we're going to put some more runs on the board, and we're gonna win this game eventually with something.
Redbird softball is in action as well. We'll get you updated on them as their game progresses. They're playing Alvarado just down the road from here. So the softball is at home as well, and they currently sit 4-4 on the season. Lost earlier in the week, 8-4 against Scoreville. Keep you updated as we get some scores from there. For Frankfort, it'll be Joyner, Patterson, and Mitten. Cam Joyner, your Redbird center fielder, to lead things off, and let's see if he can get on base. And it'll be McCabe Dever on the other end doing the pitching for Waltonville. First pitch on the way, it's low, ball one. Leadoff, if you can get this leadoff guy on, you feel good. Really at any time in the game, but especially for whatever reason, first inning, have a little bit more energy in the dugout. And, it's always important to try to get some traffic early in innings.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge confidence boost. You get a 1-2 guy on, and you get them on with like no outs, and you're feeling pretty good when you're that third guy coming up to bat. It's a lot of momentum.
3-0. Devers nowhere near the zone here in his first couple of attempts on Joyner. This one, strike one. So he's taken all the way, 3-0 count. Dever coming home. Strike two, and it runs full. You mentioned Patterson and Mitten up after Joyner. A lot of baseball this week here at Bill McKee Field, 4 days in a row. We'll have some Redbird baseball. Ball four. It's going to be a leadoff walk. So Joyner goes up there and just watches 6 pitches and 4 of them for balls, so he gets first base. You got 3 games covered by us here at Redbirds Live this week. Today, and then also Thursday and Friday. JV in action on Saturday at 11. You come out and see them because they've played some good baseball here to start their campaign.
Yeah, definitely very impressed with the JV team. I think they have some really good players down there at the freshman sophomore level, and coming up in the next 2 to 3 years, be pretty good ball players.
Chase Patterson steps in. He walked it off. Last week against Chester on Friday, and a nice comeback effort. And he originally started the game on the hill, and thought he did pretty well. And Chester, played some good ball this year, and that was a really nice win for Frankfort to finish off their week. And this is an important one here. Johnson City and Goreville have been playing good baseball, so this will be a nice start I'm not sure why Frankfurt has been getting going in their weeks really late. They didn't start till Thursday last week. Um, they get going Wednesday this week with 3 games still. A little odd, but see if Frankfurt can get it going today. Count goes 1-2 on Patterson.
Yeah, I was about to say, a win like that we had over Chester. I'd like to get a win like that, to start a week, like either a Wednesday, like a week like this, get a win like that today. It'd be some great momentum and confidence going to the rest of the week.
Mitten on deck, counts 2-2. Joyner down at second base after walking and getting there on a wild pitch. 2-2 count to Patterson. Pitch on the way. Swing. Ground ball near first. Backhanded. Fielded by Downing. He goes and tags first. But a successful out there in terms of moving the runner over. You got a guy at third with one retired, and you got your 3 and 4 guys up in Mitten and Duncan. Pretty productive out from Patterson, especially 2 strikes, just slapping it the other way.
Hey, yeah, you're doing your job moving the runner over. That's what they teach you when you're really young, and it's definitely not a field at bat. You did your job.
Here's Hayden Mitten. First pitch, strike 1. And looks like Waltonville will concede a run. Infield is back, unless it's hardly hit. Maybe at the corners they might consider coming home. But anything put up the middle is going to be a run. This is popped up. First base side. Foul ground, out of play, and it's 0-2 on Mitten. Now quickly in the hole, and this is a big one. A lot easier to get a run home with a guy at third and less than 2 outs than there are with 2 outs. A lot more ways you can bring him home. And, something in play. Need something in play here. Not you can't go down, especially looking here. Swing, ground ball back, hits the mound, fielded back behind second base and bobbled by Mincer. Mitten will reach, and this game is tied. That'll work. That run was scored no matter what. You also just get a runner on because of slowly hit. It caught the mound. That slowed it up. Mincer was going to have to make a good play even if he fielded that cleanly. So nicely done there from Hayden Mitten to knot this thing up.
Yeah, definitely. That's that's good baseball, and we came out top on the fortune side of it. We got 1 out, runner on first, and scored a run there.
Eric Duncan now. Frankfurt starting pitcher. Instead of pick move over to Mitten, he's back in easily. Coming home. Strike 1 called, and that looked like it was in the dirt. Looked to be below the zone, but it's going to go 0-1 on Eric Duncan. They check on Mitten again. Still just 1 retired for Frankfurt. Duncan and Scales, the next 2 up. This one is going to be outside and low. One to Duncan. Too tall this one. 2-1. Dever trying to work around a tough start to his outing. This one's fouled right side out of play. Count goes 2-2. Duncan needing to protect here. Pitch on the way. 2 high. 3-2. Might see the runner going. We'll see. 3-2 here. Just 1 retired. Pick move instead. Back in safely is Mitten. Not going, and it's strike 3. Will Scales steps in, first baseman for Frankfurt. 2 outs and a runner at first. First pitch missed outside. 1-0.
The ball looks a lot closer to being a strike than some of the strikes we've
Couple
seen
of 'em.
called.
Mitten dancing over at first. This one comes in over played a little too high. 2-0. That one wasn't far off either. I do, you know, having to reach when you're not set up there. Kind of hard to get a strike call if you're having to move your glove. But that one looked close. First one definitely looked like a strike. And instead, Scales is the benefactor of a 2-0 count. And he swings at one that would have been ball 3. 2-1. You don't want to give you don't want to do Dever any favors here. You know, he's had some command issues, as a lot of guys do early in their outings. And there's strike 2. Now he's back into the count. He's evened it up. 2-2 with 2 outs. Bottom 1. It's 1-1 between Waltonville and West Frankfort. Scales looking to prolong this inning. Pitch on the way and strike 3. Frankfort goes down looking there. A couple of strikeouts looking for Frankfort. And we go to the second. It is 1-1 between Waltonville and West Frankfort.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Carroll. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina, with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
Through 1 inning of play, 1-1. Both teams with a hit. Frankfort with an error in the field, and that's where we stand. Eric Duncan back out there. He will get the 6, 7, 8 guys. It's Liam McMurray, Hayden McMurray, and Lucas Lynch. So let's find some strikes here, and let's get a quick inning. First inning should have been fairly quick. I know you had the leadoff walk, but then it should have been 3 ground outs. It was extended a little bit, but first time seeing the 6, 7, 8. Let's go after him. Strike 1 called inside on McMurray.
Yeah, you know, with some of the hits, some of the contact hits that we saw in the first from Waltville, you know, I think if you just throw strikes and really just come after these guys, I think you'll be getting weak contact all day.
And the hardest hit ball was that double in the gap for Mincer, but we saw Dever get thrown out at the plate after he had already reached on a fielding error. 1-1. Swing and a miss. MLB picking up tomorrow. Kept your eye on any teams you think will make a run this year?
You know, I'm always pulling for my my Royals, or always like to see the Cardinals do it something.
Swing and a miss. Goes McMurray goes down. Be Hayden McMurray now. It's easy to say it's easy to always say the Dodgers will have a good year or whatever, but
Yeah, they got the new Shohei Ohtani.
all that scandal going on. But
Hmm.
looks like he's being cleared of a lot of that stuff that's going on. But either way, this one misses low. It's good. I like when baseball's back, and we still got a few more weeks of college basketball, and it looks like Southern's closing in on hiring a head coach there in basketball, and they got their guy being rumored there, but it's not official yet. At least not when we got on. It could have been, I guess, within the past 20 minutes or so, but um, you got to get a coach. Got to go get a roster. I think they're down to one or two guys on their roster right now. But the way things, you know, work nowadays, I don't think it'll be tough for a guy to get a roster. It might be tough to get a lot of good players, but I
Yeah,
think the roster will fill pretty easily with how that transfer portal works. But 2-1 the count to Hayden McMurray for Waltonville. Now it's 3-1. Lynch on deck, then Downey in the 9 spot before flipping to the top of the order for Waltonville. 3-1 pitch. Chased a pitch up. Joyner moving towards his left. He's underneath it, and he makes the play. All right, make that one hurt him because looked like that was going to be ball 4, and Lynch will come up with 2 outs and nobody on base. We'll take that one.
yeah, definitely. I mean, the way the pitch is being called, that was far enough up in the zone that he would have had a free trip expressway ticket to first base.
Wasn't borderline at all. It's definitely up. And here's Lynch. First pitch, strike 1.
Yeah, we'll take it though.
I like him jumping ahead, going with the fastball. No need to get fancy with it. Try to get ahead in the count early, and Duncan's able to do it here. And now he's got him 0-2 on the off speed. Saw him use that a little bit against Liam McMurray. Now he's bringing it back against Lynch.
Oh yeah, just come right at this guy. I don't throw anything too pretty here, but maybe something a little close.
Pitch on the way. Bounces in for ball 1. Got any picks for national championship game?
You know,
Down to
I,
the final 16 teams. So
the way I'm seeing it, I'm really seeing UConn taking back to back this year. To be honest, I think they got a pretty easy pathway to get there, and they would have to go through Illinois or Iowa State. I don't think that'll be too much of a challenge for them. I think they can probably go back to back this year.
2-2. Swing and a miss. 1-2-3. Go the Spartans of Waltonville in the top half of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-1. With us here at Redbirds Baseball and Redbirds Live.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Jana King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership, right on the price, right off I-57.
All right, Frankfurt comes to hit here in the bottom half of the second. It will be Webster, Samples, and Parker. And then if the inning's extended, they get to the bottom of the order and Bennett in the 9 slot. That's what Frankfurt has to do up here, bottom 2. in a 1-1 game with Waltonville, and we mentioned it before that last strikeout. Yeah, for March Madness, you were going with UConn.
I think they got a team, and I think they're one of the better teams that we've seen. That after a team winning a national championship, I think they got a team to do it again.
I'll play the sentimental pick. I'll go with the Illini. I'll
Well,
take
no, I
Illinois
the first week 16, what 19, 17, 17 something years.
since 2005. Crazy to think that's almost 20
Yeah,
years
I
ago.
know.
Webster going after the first pitch. Floats it out towards right. Coming in. Diving effort. It's going to be foul, as that was Mann who tried to lay out and make that play. It's going to be strike one to Webster.
You always gotta love your opponents, or even your team, or even your opponents, when they make try to make plays like that and go all out for it. You like to see the hustle and make great plays.
Especially if you're on the mound. If you're
Yeah.
pitching and you see your guys behind you doing that, you're thinking, yeah, I don't mind, allowing balls be hit and play. My defense is gonna have my back, and even if they can't make every play, they're going all out every time. That is good to see. Both either side, like you were saying. Too high for Webster, 2-1, and that's normally something he has a hard time laying off of. So good to see Deacon lay off the high one there.
Some plate discipline. You love to see it from Deacon.
Webster goes after this one, hit over to short to Mincer, flings to first for out number one. Chris Samples will step in. Mincer with a nice throw over to first too. That's
Yeah,
a little
definitely.
bit, little something behind it. Here's Chris Samples, first pitch outside ball one. Next one in the dirt, ball two. Get to see Chris and a whole bunch of these other guys play Saturday in the JV game, which we had the call for that. Another good showing, like you were saying earlier. There's strike one, inner half, the Samples, but really benefits these guys. They get to play varsity and then they go play a JV game and just get more reps. It's not like the talent level's a lot different for a lot of these schools, JVs and varsity teams, but um, it's important these younger guys get some reps, including the guys that play at the varsity level and start. They still need to be getting reps there, and they have. And this guy's always he's been a tough at bat, and as I say that, it's ball four and he's walked, and uh, probably not a fun guy to face, especially when you're struggling to throw strikes.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing on how you get better. You gotta put in more reps, and you gotta practice a lot more than your opponents are. I think it's a great thing that a lot of these guys are young and they're getting a lot of reps here at the varsity level and JV.
So Samples leads from first. Parker takes ball one in the dirt. Lucas Parker over at third base today. Already came in on a ball to his left, made a nice play. Back in the first. Ball two. Dropping and blocking is Hayden McMurray to keep Samples at first. Count goes 2-0. Samples leads from first. Pitch on the way. Strike one call. Early in this year, we've seen a lot of patience from Frankfurt at the plate, even if they're taking a pitch for strike one or strike two. If they can prolong the at bat, they think it's going to benefit them.
Yeah, and that's worked out, in their favor. I really like the going out there working counts and trying to trying to get deep in the counts and really work the pitcher. You know, a lot of these kids, get pretty worked up when they get into deep counts as a pitcher, and
up the middle. Mincer makes the play behind the bag and then just boots it, trying to flip it to his second baseman in Witten Dever. So it's going to be first and second. Parker's going to reach on the play. Still just one down, and Jace Bennett will step in. It's just finding a way on base. It doesn't have to be, real pretty, whether it's a walk or hitting it over, over in the hole, over at short, or even if you're blooping one in, or even when you get those good hits in the gap, hard hit singles. This one's fouled off to the screen. It's all about getting on, and Frankfurt's done a good job of getting on against whoever they faced all season long, both varsity and JV.
Yeah, a little money ball strategy there, just to find a way to get to first base and keep the chains moving.
Outside ball one to Bennett. We'll flip to Joyner after this at bat. Strike two. 1-2 now to Bennett. Didn't like it, but he's got two on him now. He's got to protect. Pitch on the way. Swing and fouled off. Samples leads from second. Parker leads first. Here in a 1-1 game, bottom two. Pitch on the way. Swing and slap down the left field line, and it is going to hook foul. Count stays 1-2. One and 0 the count to Cam Joyner. Pitch on the way. Outside 2-0 and low. Anything to the screen now, and the run's coming home. Joyner was able to walk in the bottom of the first. Takes a strike here, 2-1. Dever coming home. Swing fouled off right side out of play. 2-2 to Joyner. Big pitch here. Frankfurt looking to break through and take the lead here, bottom of the second, 1-1. Dever comes set. Comes home. Ball high, 3-2. Full count. Patterson would be next in line. Dever now at 50 pitches. Pitch on the way. Strike three. Frankfurt goes down, and they strand two more. We're going to the third, and it's 1-1 between Waltonville and West Frankfurt.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds!
All right, we go to the third, and it's 1-1 still. And we credited Frankfurt's ability to work deep in counts, but maybe a little too conservative. They've already went down looking 3 times. Especially with guys at second and third there. I know anything off the play you're taught not to go after, but then again, full count, and that spot benefit's probably going to go the way of the pitcher on something close, and you got to be ready to go. You're still 1-1. You're still worked him up over 50 pitches, but um, that continues, it can become a problem. We've seen it already uh, 3 times here in the first 6 outs Frankfurt's recorded.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're in that situation, full count. And I think we've seen it, yeah, several times. Like you said, it's going down, looking on strike three, and and anywhere in that situation, anything close, you got to be taking a hack on it. You got to be doing something, whether it's you know get a little piece of it, try to foul it off or something, or put it into play. But you got to find a way. Going down looking is just a big no-no, and you just can't let that happen.
Here's Jalen Downey, lead off the top of the third, and he takes first pitch for a strike. Duncan back to work here, top three. Pitch on the way, outside ball one. Duncan currently at 32 pitches. This one too far in, 2-1. Duncan out of the wind to the plate. Swing, ground ball. Parker on the hop, Fields throws the first, out number one. He's patient, knowing the runner's not the quickest, and waited for a good hop and nice throw. Lucas Parker, his first two cracks over at third here today. He's looked pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. He's stayed composed and made the good play, easy outs at first, and that's all you can ask from your position players. Stay composed out there and not try to rush yourself.
Waltonville flips back to the top of their order. Brian Mann back in. He takes ball one. And Mann led off the ball game with a walk. He comes back in here in his second appearance to the plate. And it's 2-0 on Mann. Witten DeVore next in line. Pitch popped up. Odom turns, gives it a look. It's out of play. 2-1. Next one from Duncan. Below the zone, 3-1. Pitch on the way. Never towards third. Parker Fields on the grass. Fires to first. Out number two. That's a big out there on a 3-1 pitch, and just a little squiver over to third base. And Parker was already playing in compared to where he normally would, so it ended up being a pretty routine play. And Frankfurt gets the 9-1 guys. And here comes Witten Dever, the next one in, for Eric Duncan to face. First pitch, strike one. Duncan ahead in the count, 0-1 to the Waltonville second base. Duncan gets him to pop it up. He's the one underneath it. Duncan, with one hand, makes the grab, and it's a 1-2-3 for Eric Duncan in the top half of the third. Redbirds coming to bat, looking to take the lead.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Carroll. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
We head to the bottom of the third, and 1-1 game, 1-2-3. There in the top half of the third for Waltonville. Nice top half for Eric Duncan. Weak contact, and was able to get the 9 guy, but then the 1 and 2 guys.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Duncan, I think in that inning he really proved that he's coming out here and he's starting to throw more strikes. He's starting to settle in a little bit, and it's just good when your pitcher's throwing strikes. It makes it a lot easier for everybody else, and you have guys you can trust out in the field. And, you let the guys put it. You throw pitches to where they can put it in play and let your defense work, and good things happen.
For Frankfort, it will be Patterson, Mitten, and Duncan. So you can't ask for a better setup. You got your 2, 3, 4 guys coming up. Might as well get someone on and get them in. Take a lead here. Here's Chase Patterson stepping in. He grounded out to first. Just moved Joyner over back in the first. Ball 1. Next one on the way to Patterson. He slaps it out towards right. And right underneath it is man. Puts the glove up for out number 1. Not the greatest contact, but you place that a little better. It's probably in a good spot. You just happen to hit it right at the Waltonville right fielder. But good to see Patterson trying to jump on a pitch there. Here's Hayden Mitten. He takes ball 1 in the dirt. We will get you an update from Frankfort softball here in after this half inning. Ball 2. Mitten ahead. Hitters count. See, this is the part of the order where you don't have traffic. You don't have to be super conservative. This one misses, but I was gonna say 2-0. Your 3-hitter. I'd say you're looking to put something. Looking to do a little bit of damage. Find a gap or hit one down the line. But 3-0 definitely taken, and there's strike 1.
Yeah, being placed in that part of the order, it's kind of kind of what you're expected to do. Uh, Being placed in those spots in the lineup, you're expected to bring the most damage out of the lineup and produce the most decent at bats.
Mitten swings through a fastball and it goes full. Pitch on the way. Swing. Flared out towards right. Man. Camps underneath it for out number 2. Two up, 2 down for Frankfort. And here's Eric Duncan. Duncan went down looking on a full count back in the first. First pitch, strike 1. Next one on the way. Swing and a miss, and quickly 0-2. Now we're seeing Devers start to settle in here in his outing. Next pitch on the way. Swing, smacked out to left. Going back, McMurray throws the glove up and makes the catch for out number 3. Good wood on that one. But McMurray's able to move to his right and make the play for out number 3. We're going to the fourth. Still a 1-1 game. for Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort.
Ask Melissa Walton about Shelter's Auto, Home, and Life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walton, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
We go to the fourth. Both pitchers starting to settle in. Just one run allowed both sides, but quick 1-2-3s both sides. That in that third against a good part of both teams' orders, but this could be which team blinks first, or who's able to answer and try to get a lead. Early on it looked like it could be a game where runs were scored. Now it's starting to look like these guys on the mound are throwing strikes, and a 2-run lead might feel like a 4-run lead, and a 4-run lead might feel like an 8-run lead.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's both pitchers settling in, and both offenses really being held to held to zero since the first inning. But yeah, I mean, you scored just 2 runs, but the way this is felt, it's going to feel like it's a 5-run game. So I think it's pretty detrimental that within this the bottom of the fourth, bottom 5, we really put up a few runs here and kind of make it feel like we're starting to pull away.
All right, promised you guys an update. We'll get a check in. Frankfort softball in a game against Alvarado right now. They are through 2, and it is 4-4. So 4-4 through 2 between Alvarado and West Frankfort. And they continue to play in just absolute slugfest. A lot of runs in those softball games.
Hey, them girls down there, they know how to put up runs. They seem to score the ball really well.
So 4-4 down the road. This one 1-1 through 3. Another big inning for Eric Duncan. You're going to face 3, 4, 5 guys now. And Gage Peterson, McCabe Dever, and then Brandon Mincer. So potential big inning here for both sides. First pitch, swing, ground ball, mid, glove down. Makes the play, fires the first. 1 pitch, 1 out on Peterson.
Yeah, that's a great way to start your inning. That's how you want it right there. 1 pitch, 1 out.
And you got to, if you're Eric Duncan, and not just him, but anyone, especially Frankfurt guys, they're not going to have guys on the mound that can go out and just mow through everyone strikeout wise. So it's important to pitch to contact, and knowing that these guys are going to put in play not to miss your spots and to hit your spots and let them just hit it towards a fielder. This one's out towards the gap, and it's going to be potential extra bases, firing into into second, and it's going to be a 1-out double, and it could have been a lot closer if if that's fielded cleanly in center. Looked like there was a bobble from Joyner, but probably going to be a double either way for Dever. And here comes Mincer, who hit it near that same spot his last time up. So Waltonville looking to put it in play here in the fourth. 2 pitches. You got one ground out and one double out to left center. Here's Mincer trying to give Waltonville the lead. First pitch, swing and slap down the third base line, foul. Oh, and 1 the count. He's seen only a couple pitches today, but he's been able to square them up. Next pitch, inside ball 1. After Mincer, it's Liam McMurray, who Duncan was able to strike out on an off-speed first time up for McMurray earlier in the ball game. 1-1, coming set. Duncan to the plate. Slow. Scoop by Odom. It goes 2-1. Duncan Pick moving through it into no man's land. Nowhere close, and Joyner's just going to get it back in. Missed second base by probably 15 feet.
I'm not sure if the ball slipped or he was trying to hit, a second baseman who was going back. I mean, you're taught just throw at the back.
Regardless where your fielder's at, and Samples wasn't close to getting there, and by the time he did, throw ended up going where Samples was at.
Yeah.
And now you got a guy at third base. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Ground ball to short. That's going to bring in a run. Out at first is Mincer. Frankfurt has allowed 2 runs, and they've really come in because of errors, both of them. Now it'll be Liam McMurray up, 2 outs and nobody on, and Waltonville's regained the lead, 2-1. Duncan not an issue at this moment with pitch count. This one's above the zone, ball 1. Frankfurt has Scales, Webster, and Samples due up in the bottom half of the 4th. Pitch on the way, 2-0. No traffic, so Duncan trying to go after this guy, trying to get back in the count. Instead, it goes 3-0. Hayden McMurray on deck. Anything in the zone here. Pitch on the way. Strike 1. Duncan. This one's strike 2. We go full with 2 outs. Top 4. Next one on the way. Comes back to get him to pop one up. Scales near the first base line. Puts the glove up for out number 3. So Duncan falls behind 3-0 to McMurray. Comes back to get him to pop out. Waltonville scores another run on a costly Frankfurt error. It's 2-1. We head to the bottom of the 4th.
Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Jana King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
All right, bottom 4 we go. And Dever's going to be back out there. He's went through 3. He's had taken a lot of pitches, but that top or that bottom of the 3rd was definitely his best inning thus far.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. He came out and he's forcing guys to have awkward plate appearances, and it's what you do as a pitcher when you start settling in. You start making guys feel uncomfortable at the plate, making them really turn against themselves and make mistakes on their own that they shouldn't be making.
So it'll be Scales, Webster, and Samples. First one popped up from Scales. It's going to be foul out of play, strike 1. Pitch count at 63. for Devers. So his quickest was that last in the bottom of the third. That's when he spikes into the dirt for ball one. One count. Frankfurt looking to get a base runner after going 1-2-3 last inning. Here's strike two on Scales. Next one. Taken outside off speed, ball two. It's a good take. It's probably looked good for a little bit before it fell off that outer edge, but counts 2-2. Still got to be protective here. On the way, Scales flies it out towards center, towards his left. Lynch records out number one. It'll be Webster. One out, nobody on, and all of a sudden, Dever has really found a groove as he's retired a handful of batters in a row, stringing through the second, third, and now into the fourth. First pitch to Webster, strike one. Now Devers doing a good job of getting ahead in the count as well. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Oh and 2 to Webster. Next one. Ball low. And Webster swings through this pitch on the outer edge for out number two. Chris Sample steps in. 2 outs, nobody on. Redbirds looking to avoid a 1-2-3 inning for the second consecutive inning. Samples goes after the first pitch. He popped it up. Catcher turns, gives it a look towards the screen, and making the play is McMurray. We're going to the fifth, and it's 2-1. Waltonville-S-V on top of your Redbirds. Back after a quick sponsor break.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership, right on the price, right off I-57.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds!
We head to the fifth. 2-1 Waltonville on top of West Frankfort. This thing's really turned into a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, both pitchers going out there, coming back. Just sadly on Frankfurt's side, just a few turnovers or a few errors have really been the reasoning for the runs that Waltonville has, put up there. And, without those errors, it could easily just be a one-run ball game, be 1-0 West Frankfort right now. So yeah, I mean both pitchers really come out today, showing what they got.
It very easily could be Frankfurt up 1-0. It very easily could be 0-0. I mean, a couple things. Both sides. Um, the offenses really haven't earned it.
No.
There's been some moments where both sides have looked good at the plate, and then there's been some majority of the times they haven't. But a couple of mistakes both sides. That's why we have our score 2-1. Hayden McMurray, Lucas Lynch, Jalen Downey, 7, 8, 9, due up. First pitch, flying out towards right center, and Joyner's there for out number 1. That'll be Lynch. Nearing the hour mark of when the game was supposed to start. It started around 4:18, I think was when our first pitch was. But last week at the hour mark, I think we were still hanging around the second inning.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, last week. Oh man, that was an MLB time length game.
That's a lot longer than MLB nowadays. At 3 hours 40 minutes, I think they're hovering closer to just the 3 hour mark. So foul to the screen, 0-2. We do have the screen here, but luckily, if we didn't, Quincy was ready to go. He had the hand up.
Oh yeah, I got the hands, ready to protect the face. Even though, how it works. Sometimes this fence been up for so long, you never know.
Bounces in, ball 1. To Lynch, center fielder. One, two on the way from Duncan to Lynch. Pitch, swing, foul to the screen again. Try again. Duncan trying to sit him down. On the way. Strike 3 on the breaking ball for out number 2. Here's Downey. First baseman for Waltonville. He comes in 0 for 1 on the afternoon. First pitch to Downey. Swings, chopper back to Duncan. Fields it. Trots towards first, throws to Scales. 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the 5th. We're going to the bottom. Frankfort needs a run to tie it up.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina, with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
Right to the bottom of the 5th, it's 2-1. Waltonville on top of West Frankfort. We'll get you our Redbird outlook going forward this weekend to the next. That's brought to you by Kids Corral. After today, tomorrow, the baseball's back here at home against Johnston City with a 4:15 broadcast time, 4:30 first pitch. For Friday, back here against Goreville. Ball game scheduled to begin at 2 o'clock. That's been updated here in the past day or so. So a start time at 2 o'clock, 1:45 broadcast time, Friday against Goreville. And next week, the baseball's in action at Pinckneyville on Monday. And then Tuesday, back home against Nashville. And Friday at home against DuQuoin. We'll have those home contests. And that is the Redbird Outlook into next week, brought to you by Kids Corral. Bottom 5, Frankfort needs a run. Let's see if the bottom of the order can get something going.
Yeah, there's the bottom of the order's done really well this year. I think in plate appearances especially. So coming up here, I have a lot of faith in something good happening right now.
Parker showed bunt, pulled back in time for ball 1. Next one, Parker takes inner half, strike 1. 1-1 count here, bottom 5. Up over 70 pitches now. Parker goes after this one, chops it over to short. Mincer fields, fires to first, out number one. Nice strong arm there for Mincer to get Parker hustling down the line. And now it's Jace Bennett and Cam Joyner. It's the 9-1 guys next in line here in the fifth. First pitch to Bennett inside at the feet, ball one. Bennett, slow roller over to second. Fielded cleanly and firing to first is Witten Dever for out number two. And here's Cam Joyner. First pitch, strike one, looking. So another inning, Frankfurt, 2 outs, nobody on base. And that's been the trend the past couple innings. We're quickly progressing through this game. Counts 1-1. Frankfurt's all of a sudden running out of opportunities here to get back and try to tie this up and take the lead.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, you fall short here in the fifth. You only got 2 more innings to try to do some damage, and it's getting tougher from here on out.
2-1. The count to Joyner. Swings through, fouled into the glove. 2-2. 80 pitches for Dever on the Waltonville side. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and he's through 5 with just 1 allowed. Waltonville clinging to that 1-run lead through 5 innings of play from Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort.
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated and fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Eric Duncan back to work here in the top half of the sixth. It's 2-1. Waltonville hold to that 1-run lead, and both of them runs for Waltonville unearned runs. So I mean, it's been both a couple plays. The one, the ground ball with runner at third that comes in on a fielding error, and then you got the throwing error on the back pick trying to get the runner at second, which in reality neither one's going to score if those uh, issues are avoided. But other than that, credit to Eric Duncan. He's done a good job today keeping Frankfurt in this thing when the offense has gone cold. But he's looked good. He's got to keep it going because he's still behind, and he's going to be out there until in just 60 pitches. So I mean, he's been pretty efficient, but you got to keep it going. You can't let up. Trailing late here in this one.
Yeah, definitely. It's you got two innings left to go. You're down one, and offense it's been tough to get anything on Waltonville's pitching today. He's done a pretty good job going up there and creating pitches where we're having trouble dealing with. So yeah, I mean Duncan's really got to stay in the zone here and really keep pitching what he's been doing the rest of the game.
Back to the top, big inning here. Brian Mann's going to lead things off. He swings through for strike one. Man, then Witten Dever and Gage Peterson. Duncan's ahead 0-1. Next pitch, ball one as it bounces into the plate. One on the way. Swing and a miss. He went after something low in the zone. So Duncan's ahead 1-2. On Brian Mann. He's been active earlier in the game out and right. Pop this one up. Parker, the third baseman's there. Just the glove up for out number one here in the top half of the sixth. So now with one retired, Whitten Dever's going to come in. Another quick out. That's important here in this late going. Traffic late seems to, cause more stress than it does early. You don't never like allowing guys to get on, especially early in innings. But feels like later in the game as you go, it feels like those guys mean a lot more than they might early on. 1-1 the count here to Dever. Pitch coming in, swing and a miss, strike two. That off speed at times has looked pretty good.
Yeah, it's got good movement to it. And I think it's being thrown at a right speed. It really throws off the hitters at the plate.
Next one on the way. Pitch coming in, down and in, ball two. Duncan will try again to sit down Dever. Pitch on the way. Swing and a chopper back to Duncan on the right side of the mound. Fires to Scales at first for out number two. Gage Peterson in 1-0 the count to him as he takes the first pitch ball and he takes the second one 2-0 quickly. To the 3 spot for Waltonville. Swing. Chopped up the third base line. Foul. This counts 2-1. You really got no reason not to go after this guy. I mean, he's a 3 spot, but there's 2 outs, no one on. And now it goes 3-1. Still same thing though. I mean, make him earn his way on. Duncan looking to get back in the count. Pitch on the way. Strike two. We've seen that a couple times. Helms have tried to ring up a batter on 2 strikes. We've seen it a couple times already this season. Count's now full. Pitch on the way. Ball 4. We walk 3 man. Bring in Dever and his quick mound visit between Odom and Duncan. Be brought to you by Power Wash Plus in West Frankfort. Pitching for the most part's looked good on both sides, and not really been a need for going out and talking to your guys. But I don't mind it there. He lost focus there against that hitter, and he can still recover, and the inning can still be a 0.
Yeah, I mean you're not in any deep waters here. Just a little some command problems with the last batter and starting this one off, and you get that under control. Try to make him put something in play for fun.
So here's Dever. He's ahead 2-0. Duncan fell behind back-to-back guys here after getting the first two in the inning. Pick move over to first, back in safely. Duncan looking at the runner. Come home this time. Too high. He's falling behind 3-0. After Dever, you got Mincer, who's hit the ball hard both times he's been up at the plate. Pick move again and safely again. And there's strike one. Trying to get back into the count. 2-1 Waltonville on top of Frankfort here. Top six. 3-1 count. The runner over at first base. Two retired. Pitch. Ball four. He's walked two in a row after getting the first two guys out. And now you're asking for trouble, and we're going to have another mound visit. This one's sponsored by La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant in West Frankfort. You get the first two guys pretty easily. Now you're in a big spot here. It's a big batter here in this game with how limited the runs have been. Seems like definitely to this point the most important at bat coming up here in the ball game.
Yeah, I think this is a very important part of this inning and the rest of this game. They get someone up and they can do some damage here. It's going to be even harder to come up bottom six, bottom seven, get some runs on the board. We really got to come after this guy right here, get this guy out of the plate, then go into the bottom of the sixth.
All right, so here's Mincer. He hit it hard into the gap for a double, and then he grounded out on a hard hit ball. This one's hit down the third base line, and it's a base hit. Runner's going to come home, and he is going to be in safely. They've got a runner hung up between bags, throwing back behind the runner, and they're both going to advance to second and third. So Odom threw to second base when if you throw to third, you could have had two guys hung up at second. Instead, it's 3-1 and two guys still out there.
It's just mentally just not thinking in the moment. Come to the moments like this, you really got to use your head. You got to think to yourself what could happen. Even if anything, you could just start charging at the guy right there. He can't go nowhere.
And you're taught you you try to force the guy back to the trail base, and there's another run, and here comes a second firing in home, and both runs are going to score, and it's going to be a two-run single. It looked like there could have been a play at the plate there too, and Odom came up off the plate and tried to back pick the McMurray, who got the single. All of a sudden, it's 5-1, and again, doesn't feel like they should have scored any this inning. McMurray, first pitch, ball, throw down, in there late. Mitten dropped the ball. So 1-0. Now this one is Hayden McMurray after Liam McMurray with a two-run single. Coming home, Mitten fields it short. Throws over to first for out number 3. It's a costly inning for Frankfort. They give up 3 more and all with 2 outs, and no one was on base, and they do all their damage after that. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Frankfort needing to rally in a hurry.
Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos.
We go to the bottom of the 6th, and this Waltonville momentum has only built it up here, and all of a sudden it's a 4-run Waltonville lead, and Frankfurt's had a hard time getting guys even on base here lately, and now you've got to find a way to rally and get 4 runs within this 6th and 7th inning.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be tough. I mean it's been a challenge all day for us to put up runs, and now we've got 6 outs left to try to make something happen here. And down 4 runs, and shouldn't even be close to being down 4 runs. That last inning, the last having no one on with 2 outs is was amazing. And then out of nowhere they put up 3 runs and 5-1 down 4. I mean it's going to be a challenge. You got to start. You got to start riding the bats now. You got to start doing something to get on.
Yeah, and on the other side of things, you got a guy in Dever who's really settled in on the mound after lack of command early on in the early going, and he's settled back in, and it's just it's a frustration thing on the other side. These guys know that it easily could be them ahead right now, even with just the 1 run scored. But see, the Redbirds can bounce back, trailing at 5-1. We go bottom 6. It's Chase Patterson, Hayden Mitten, and Eric Duncan. First pitch to Patterson, lined right back to the pitcher for out number 1. Dever just throws the glove up and makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Just unfortunate, hard hit ball. Almost perfect timing on it, almost right up the middle, and the pitcher was there to throw his glove up and get something on it.
There's Mitten, first pitch, swing fouled out of play. Next one. On the way to Mitten. Grounded back to short. Mincer fires to first for out number 2, and 2 quick outs again in the bottom half of the inning. Duncan, the next one up. First pitch to Duncan. High pop up. Shallow center. Shortstop Mincer out on it, and center fielder comes in to make the catch in Lynch. So a quick bottom of the 6th. We're going to the 7th, and Waltonville in control of this one, 5-1.
Howell Insurance is a proud sponsor of Redbird Athletics. Serving West Frankfort since 1925, we provide auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. Howell Insurance partners with Auto Owners Insurance Company to handle insurance the right way, the human way. Call Ryan, Jessica, or Susan Patton at 937-4000.
This pitching change for West Frankfort brought to you by Hal Insurance in West Frankfort. And in relief, it'll be Reese Walton coming in relief of Eric Duncan. And Duncan, his book closes with 6 innings pitched, 5 runs, 3 earned, 4 hits, 3 Ks, 3 walks. And I know those last 3 are earned runs, but man, it certainly seems like those could have been prevented as well. But let's see what we got from the lefty here in Walton out of the pen, and let's see if we can have a quick one in the top half of the 7th, try to get the bats going. But you don't, unfortunately you're down 4, but it's got to stay at 4. I'd like a quick inning here.
Yeah, and down 4, you got to really start coming at batters now. Let's get a quick 1, 2, 3, and let's see what we can do with the bottom 7.
First pitch in for a strike. And the next one popped up. Shortstop mitten there for out number 1. And he'll get Lynch to pop out. That'll be Downey. Steps in. You just got that pitch in enough to jam the hitter, and nothing you can do with it once you commit to that too. And once you're not going to get any good contact on that unless you're really early. And in that case, Lynch was not. First pitch, strike 1. After Downey, we go back to the top, and man, strike 2. Quick 2 strikes. Into the hitter, Downey, from relief pitcher Reese Walton. Next one, swing and a miss. Quick 2 outs out there for Reese Walton out of relief. And he'll get the top of the order in Brian Mann. And you get to face him, Mann, who's a left-handed hitter. First pitch in, high, ball 1. Coming set to the plate. Swing and fouled back, strike 1. And Walton, relief pitcher here, at least in this one, but and doesn't come out of the windup. He likes to go out of the stretch, it looks like, even without guys on base, and it's a comfort thing. That way, he's thrown out of the stretch the entire game. This one ends up hitting Mann on the helmet on the off speed as he just leaned into it. That certainly didn't hurt him, but
Yeah.
An easy 90 feet. And you just reset here, and now you get Whitten Dever, who's coming in. Coming home, ball outside. As Walton was giving a look to Mann over at first. Next pitch on the way, low, ball 2. On deck would be Gage Peterson. Got that rally going with a walk last inning. Walton's going to pick back to first in safely. Walton coming home, and it goes 3-0. Similar to last inning. You get the first 2 guys real quick, and then you lose your command, and you allowed 1 on, and now you're in danger of allowing a second runner on here in the 7th. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4. Here's Peterson. First pitch, strike 1. So you really don't want to allow anything else here. Nothing yet in this inning. 2 runners on. Waltonville trying to threaten again. Down goes even, 1-1.
Yeah, I'll say, right here, you really got to get out of this half inning. You can't let Waltonville do any more damage to you, and it's just going to make it even harder to go into this bottom 7 and try to get back into this one.
Next pitch, inside, ball 2. Next one on the way, 3-1. Next up would be pitcher Endeavor, which went so far 6, just allowing 1 run. Three-one pitch, ball 4. Two outs, no one on, and then a hit by pitch and back-to-back walks. And similar fashion last inning in the 6th. 2 outs, no one on, and then Waltonville was able to find a way to score 3 runs. Here's McCabe Dever stepping in. He's done a good job throwing the baseball today. Ball 1. You got nowhere to put him now. And you've walked and essentially walked the bases loaded. I know one was a hit by pitch, but you can still get out of this thing with no damage done. Well, we got to find the zone here though. Strike, outside edge to make it 1-1. Walt fires home as to the screen, and that's going to be a run coming home. Six-one Waltonville. Next one on the way. Strike 2. 2-2. Walton to the plate. Swing. And fouled in and out of the glove. And these past couple innings, it seems like Frankfurt cannot catch a break. And they've still got to get out of this top half here to limit the deficit to 5 runs. And there's strike 3 called. We go to the bottom of the 7th in a 6-1 game. We will get you an update from Frankfort softball. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Frankfort softball trailing 6-4. So now through 5, Frankfort trails Alvarado 6-4.
Seems like the bats have kind of calmed down for the Lady Redbirds down there.
Yeah, at least for them. The other side gets a couple more. In this one, it's 6-1, and you need a massive rally. And Frankfurt's had no traffic here the past 3-4 innings. It's all it's been real easy. Not easy, but it's made it look easy on the other side. Waltonville has quick half innings for Frankfort at the plate, and haven't scored since the first, and even some traffic in the second where they didn't score. But past 3 or 4 innings has been pretty easy for McCabe Dever, and got to find a way on base. You need 5 anyway, so a big bomb or something doesn't really do you any good other than getting you 1 run closer, and you know you gotta have that mentality of coming up and just doing your job and doing what you can do, and keep the line moving after if you're able to get up there and do your part.
Yeah, most definitely. You, you have to have that mentality of, I just got to do whatever I can to get to first base. You can't win this game with one swing at the plate. You get up there and you say, what can I do to get on base? If that means get walked, hit by pitch, or you know, a lazy bloop to the outfield, it's anything to get on first and keep the line moving, do your job, and keep going. You got 3 outs to play with. And it's important to really jump on them right now.
Will Scales will lead off this bottom of the 7th and take ball 1. Next one, half swing. It's going to be a strike anyways. 1-1 now the count to Scales. Pitch on the way. Takes above the zone, ball 2. Next one, too high, 3-1. Fouled back to the screen. It goes full. Then Webster. Then Samples for Frankfort after Scales. Payoff pitch coming. On the way, outside, ball 4. Now it's Deacon Webster who steps in. Frankfort will have a pinch runner for Scales. It'll be Cade Reynolds who will run. And it's Webster at the plate. First pitch, ball 1 low. Next one on the way, outside, ball 2. Webster and hitters count here. Next one on the way, popped up, right side, and it's going to be foul, out of play. Two one on the way. Swing off the end of the bat, and they're going to go and get the force at second. Third baseman came in on it. It's Peterson. They get the force, and Reynolds at second. So Webster will reach on the fielder's choice for out number one. Chris Samples will come in to bat here with one on and one out. And that might be it. On the other side, for Dever. And Waltonville will make the change. It'll be Witten Dever coming in to pitch in relief of McCabe Dever. So with one on and one out in the bottom of the seventh, Frankfort trailing at 6-1. They'll see a new pitcher. Frankfort still needing a big rally here with one out. We'll have Samples up. Then it'd be the 8-9 guys. It'd be Lucas Parker, Jace Bennett after that. And if they can keep it moving, it'd be back to the top of the order. Actually, for Frankfort, it would be Walton in Parker's spot, Lucas Parker's spot, as when Duncan came out off the mound, he was moved to third. Walton in for Parker in the 8 slot. So it's Reese Walton on deck. And would hit after Samples. As a reminder, we're back tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow against Johnson City, normal time around 4:15, 4:30 first pitch, and then a 2 o'clock first pitch with a 1:45 pregame on Friday against Goreville. You can always tune in after our ball games for some post-game coverage. First one in for a strike. To Samples. Saturday JV action not broadcasted. We'll have a few more this season, but this one not on our schedule. This one to ball below the zone. To Sample. Next one outside. It's Witten Dever coming in to try to get the 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th to close things out. Pitch on the way. Ground ball towards third. Bobbled over there by Peterson. Flings to first, and Samples is in safe. The throw was too high over to Downey. Runners at first and second for Reese Walton. So Walton's first at bat here today. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Then we would get to Bennett in the 9 spot after Walt. Pitch on the way. Slap foul, right side. Next pitch on the way. Ball outside and low. 2-1 to Walt. Next one, swing, foul, back out of play. Count goes 2-2. Couple on and one retired here in the bottom of the 7th. 6-1 Waltonville on top of Frankfort. Next pitch on the way. Swing slapped up the middle, and it is caught. And this ball game is going to be over. Odom got doubled up as he was all the way to the plate. Fly out to center, and they're going to double up the runner to end the game. 6-1 your final. Waltonville gets the win. We'll hear from some sponsors. We'll wrap things up. 6-1 Waltonville knocks off West Frankfort here on this Wednesday afternoon for Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort.
Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Weeks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership right on the price, right off I-57.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Jana King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Carroll. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
Ask Melissa Walden about Shelter's Auto, Home, and Life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated and fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Howell Insurance is a proud sponsor of Redbird Athletics. Serving West Frankfort since 1925, we provide auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. Howell Insurance partners with Auto Owners Insurance Company to handle insurance the right way, the human way. Call Ryan, Jessica, or Susan Patton at 937-4000. Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds. McDonald's, family owned and operated. Moreland McDonald's has 21 locations to serve you.
People's National Bank has been serving the communities of Southern Illinois since 1909. We believe that great customer service along with a wide variety of products will meet all of your banking needs. Come in and check us out today. People's National Bank, member FDIC. The West Frankfort Aquatic and Activity Center are proud partners of Redbirds Live. Come check out our heated indoor swimming pool, fitness center, and basketball gym. Stop by for a visit, or you can contact us at 618-937-1665.
Alrighty, final score 6-1. Waltonville knocks off West Frankfort. And we thank you guys for tuning in here in our post-game coverage brought to you by IBI Management. And quickly we'll get to the final box score brought to you by the City of West Frankfort. For the Redbirds, Joyner was able to walk once and score one run. Hayden Mitten, one hit, one run driven in. Will Scales was able to walk once. Chris Samples, one walk. And that's about it on the base pass for Frankfort. Other side of things, in terms of Frankfort pitching, Duncan gets 6 innings, 6 runs, 3 earned, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 hits. Reese Walton comes in, walks 2. Duncan with 5 runs, 1 run earned against Walton, 2 Ks and 2 walks for Walton and 1 inning of work in relief. Other side of things for Waltonville, their lineup. Mann leading it off, he was able to walk once and score 1 run. 2 spot Witten Dever, he walked once. Peterson in the 3 spot, 2 walks for him. 4 spot for McCabe Dever, 1 walk, 1 hit. 2 hits, 2 runs driven in for Mincer. 1 hit, 2 runs driven in for McMurray. And that's Liam McMurray. Then that's about it in terms of the offense for Waltonville. Now, McCabe Dever and Mincer a double apiece. Mann also was hit by a pitch. 6-4-2 runs hit errors for Waltonville. 1-1-3 for Frankfort run hits errors. And Frankfort offense scored early. That 1 quick run in the first, but after that it went quiet. And then defensively, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, or mainly the 6th and 7th, it really fell apart for Frankfort. Waltonville was able to take advantage and come out on top.
Yeah, it was for a long time there, a 2-1 ball game, and things were looking like there wasn't going to be more than 3 runs being put on the board for an entire game. Both pitchers really settling in. It's just Frankfurt made more mistakes, more errors on the defensive end than Waltonville did, and it showed how they came on top 6-1.
And Frankfort just 1 hit, and it was Hayden Mitten. And so we'll give player of the game to Hayden Mitten. That's brought to you by Melissa Walton Shelter Insurance. Hayden Mitten, your player of the game. The 1 hit and the 1 run driven in was courtesy of Hayden Mitten. So he's our player of the game today. 6-1 the final. We're back tomorrow. Waltonville just was able to limit mistakes. They made some early, but they limited damage as well. And just the 1 run that was allowed. And I thought Eric Duncan pitched good for Frankfort. And things just kind of unraveled there in the 6th, and not all to his fault, but as a team, you guys are, you got to have that mentality. You win as a team and lose as a team. So Frankfort looks to bounce back against Johnson City tomorrow. But I mean, if they pitch the way they've been pitching here as of late, they'll be in just about any ball game as long as you can, have a guy out there throwing strikes.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, that's all you got to really do is you go out there and you throw strikes and you don't let a lot of walks go by. That seems to be like a main killer. Sometimes you let guys get on base with easy pass, just a walk to first base, and you walk 2 guys in a row, and you're really looking at a bad situation. One decently hit ball to the outfield could bring the guy in from second, even both of them. So I think it's just really just pitching command. Just go up there, throw strikes, and let your defense work. And I don't think any team will really beat you purely off base hit after base hit.
6-1, Frankfort falls to Waltonville here today on this Wednesday. Back at it tomorrow against Johnson City. We'll have coverage around 4:15 with the first pitch around 4:30. 7:30. Reminder: Friday's game will start around 2 o'clock. Um, we'll have coverage around 1:45. They bumped that up. That was announced earlier today. So at 2 o'clock first pitch, we'll have the coverage Friday as well. But we're back tomorrow for Frankfort and Johnson City. That's Quincy King. I'm Garrett Smith. We thank you guys for tuning in to Redbirds Live.